Everyone, and welcome to the Political Job Interview, where I interview candidates running for election. I'm Vincenzo Calla, the host, and today I take on the role as the boss, giving a job interview to today's candidate, Graham MacDonald. Graham is running for election for Ottawa City Council as a candidate for Mayor of Ottawa. Thank you, Graham, for your time, and thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you, and let's get this job interview started.
All right.
So, as with any good job interview, I'm going to start off with an opportunity to learn more about Graham. So, the first question is, can you tell me a bit about yourself and your story?
Yeah, for sure. I'm 39 years old to start. I'm a former CEO here in Ottawa of a rather unique company. It was actually a mortuary company. So I was a contractor with the coroner's office and other funeral homes around the city as well. I also specialized in shipping human remains all across the world to pretty much every country pretty regularly, about 400 times a year. Me and my fiance, we currently live in Canada with our little cute dachshund boxer dog, Jane. I've had the privilege of living in a number of different types of communities within Ottawa. I've lived in Kimburn. I was living in North Gore as well. I've lived in the Pinecrest and Greenbank area. Most of my time I've lived in Canada, but I also lived in Centertown for about 7 years as well. So I, I've been in the different types of communities. I've heard the different types of complaints around the city, and I feel like I got a pretty good handle on that. Yeah.
So why mayor? Why now? What made you decide to run for this position at this time?
Yeah. In my role as a CEO, as a contractor with the coroner's office, I was attending to scenes all the time. Motor vehicle collisions, uh, overdoses, suicides, homicides. And when you start visiting those scenes every day and you start, picking up on patterns and things like that, you start thinking, all right, we could be doing more before we get to this point. That's why I reached for the mayor's chair because the issues that mattered to me the most, and I feel like at this point, the issues mattering to the citizens of the city is, you know, on a bigger scale where the mayor's chair is the chair to actually address the issues and come up with solutions.
Let's take a bit of time now to talk about this job and really what Graham is bringing to it. So the first question is, what experience do you bring to this job?
Again, as a former CEO for 10 years, I've been collaborating with board members and uniting them basically. Everybody's got different ideas all the time. It's about finding the middle ground to, actually action those ideas. So I have a lot of experience doing that for sure. I also have a lot of experience working with multiple different government agencies across the world. So I know how I know how a lot of the government agencies are operating and how to, sort of bob and weave your way through to accomplish what you need to get done. I've also been involved with a lot of unfortunate major events within the city. I was involved with the terrorist attack years ago, Parliament. I was also involved in the OC Transpo bus crash at Westboro. And when I say involved, I mean there in the scene, seeing what's happening and gathering the details and stuff like that. I've also attended to countless car crashes as well, sometimes in the same places as previous ones. And you can sort of look around, you can see the safety issues at hand, that just aren't being addressed. So, I feel like bringing that to the table is sort of a very unique experience to have for sure.
So now I want to ask you, this election's big. There's 14 candidates running for mayor.
hmm
And I wanted to ask you, what sets you apart from all the other candidates, from the other 13 who are running alongside you? What sets you apart?
I think the very experience I've been discussing here with you sort of sets me apart. The hands-on, on the ground, experience, and as well as even not just being out in the city on these scenes with the hands-on experience, but also again, as a CEO, collaborating with board members. I actually that the company I started with just me, and I grew it over years to 72 staff operating at three different locations across Ontario. And that experience, I don't think any other candidate has that experience and that drive and know how to get those things done.
Part of serving as an elected official is serving the people who elect you. So a few questions now about how Graham wants to serve the people. So the first question, Graham, is what's something that the people of Ottawa need that you want to get done for them if elected? What's a big thing you want to get done, or maybe a few things?
Yeah, so a few things for sure. Number one is I think we can all agree that we would like to have a safer city. Like if we're whether you're downtown or in a rural area or suburbia, we all just want to feel safe. We want our children to be safe as well. So I think that's a major thought in a lot of people's selection process when it comes to mayor as well. At the end of the day, we all really just want the same thing, right? We just want to feel safe and comfortable in our own communities, and we want our children to grow up and have a fantastic life in the city. I also a big thing, obviously, going around is reliable transit. Our transportation system seems to be in the garbage at this point, and it needs to be fixed. I've I support sort of bringing workers back down to the offices. Whether that's new workers or new companies or existing companies coming back to the office. And I think that with the investments we've made in transit, to be able to move the amount of people around the city that we're capable of doing, and we need to you know once that's sort of concluded, once we have people riding it again, we can really work on we have to work on the reliability of it. It's just not there at all. No one can rely on it, from the LRT to OC Transpo to Paratranspo as well. None of them are reliable right now, and I think that people need to feel that they can get to appointments on time, get to work on time before they're going to rely on getting on this transit to get anywhere. I also think that people want to see a united council at this point. Over the past few years, there hasn't been a lot accomplished, it seems, because council just can't unite. Councilors and mayors have to remember that you're working for the people. You're not there for yourself. You're not there for you might be friendly with someone on council. That's not it. You're there to serve the people, to give them what they want, right? And to help them strive in our community. So I think that those are some key things for sure.
So finally, I wanted to ask you, what's one accomplishment that you have achieved that demonstrates why you'll be a good elected official if the people choose you?
Oh, okay. Sorry. It goes back to my collaborating with different levels of government in the past, and different stakeholders, shareholders, uh, government agencies, all that, and that hands-on experience of being on, all those different types of scenes and seeing what's going on in the actual underbelly of our city.
Thank you, Graham, for joining me today. It was great having you, and I'm sure the viewers have really enjoyed hearing what you have to offer to them. Election day is on October 24th, 2022, and if you liked hearing what Graham MacDonald had to say and live in Ottawa, you have the opportunity to vote for him on Election Day. Check with your local election officials for more details. To stay updated, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at BCProtections25. Check out my website, VCalla.com. Make sure to like, subscribe, and choose to get notifications here on YouTube. The political job interview is a VCalla production, so until the next video, I'm Vincenzo Calla, signing out.